Well, howdly hodly, kids. Welcome in to the stream. I know it's crazy, the idea that we're doing a stream. What on earth is that? Anyway, we are back in with St. Mirren today, joining the Scots whatsy doodle bobs. Words, English, you know how it goes. My brain does not English because apparently I'm an idiot. It's what I'm learning every time we go live, is I probably might not be the smartest bear. But there we go, we are back in the Scotland. We are about to enter the Scottish Cup against the minor nation of Falkirk. Yeah, that's sort of the way we are going with this, would be a thing I would suggest. So we will do that. Let's giggity go, I guess. Evening, Simon. Welcome in. Sorry, just trying to get myself all packed up. There we go. Right, ready to go. Hope you're well, Simon. We're back into regularly scheduled programming for the night, and we're up against Falkirk in the quarter-final of the Scottish Cup to start things off. That's very exciting. We have a chance to do a cup thing. I'm going to stick this fella back up top because even though he's not as good as Sene, he is playing better. So that feels like a solid plan. And do I want to make any other changes? Think. How is Tyler looking? Do I want him? Do I want Park? Think we keep it as it is. We bring Park off the bench. I forgot about the stupid 2 goalkeeper rule again. Oh my word, the stupid 2 goalkeeper rule is driving me mental. Right, we'll stick McLean then off the bench for the random goalkeeper that doesn't provide me any value, because I very rarely substitute a goalkeeper, as you all know. So I don't know why I would want to keep one on the bench, let alone be forced to, but it's all okay. We're going to go play Falkirk in the Scots Cup quarterfinals, because if there's one thing that could save our season, it would be winning the Scottish Cup. I mean, I assume we still would have to get past Rangers and or Celtic to do it, but you know, get to the final 4 and then we figure it out from there, and Falkirk are behind us in the league, so it should be achievable. That's taken forever to load those player pictures in. Beautiful stuff. We're underway. We're in the black kits. Falkirk are in the white kits with the blue sleeves. Just to, you know, make things painfully obvious for everyone. But back in business. Ready to go for a hopefully very productive evening of FMing, where we can try and get ourselves more securely away from the relegation zone. I believe as things stand, we are 10th in the league, or we were hovering 10th in the league. So we are doing our best to dig up. That's it. For those in black and white, the blue ball is behind the red. Absolutely true. There are young'uns who won't get that joke, Simon. There are young'uns who won't have been around for those jokes. Was it Barry Davis or John Motson that famously dropped the line, "For those of you watching in black and white, Liverpool are in the yellow"? I know it was one of the two. Couldn't tell you which one. The good old days of black and white television. I don't know if I've ever told this story on stream. My mum didn't see The Wizard of Oz until it wasn't before my time. My mother didn't see the Wizard of Oz until about 5 years ago, because when she was a kid, her dad wouldn't let her watch it on TV because it would come on, and he'd say, "I'm paying for a bloody TV, a colour TV license. We're not watching things in black and white." And so she didn't find out until she was in her 60s, I would say, that The Wizard of Oz does in fact go full Technicolor about 5 minutes into the film. And it's one of the most beautiful films of its era. But yeah, I had a black and white TV when I was a kid. My family weren't springing for colour TVs in every room of the house. My dad had an old black and white TV, and so that was what I got. And I have watched many a game of snooker in black and white in my youth, and somehow still knew what was going on. So make that make sense. Apparently I'm just somehow able to see in colour even in grayscale. But yeah, it was a lovely old TV, approximately the size of a small car, with a very tiny screen, and you had to tune in the channels by hand on the little dial. None of this remote control shit. You had to tune it in by hand with a tiny dial. Crazy times. I honestly don't know what ever happened to that TV. It didn't die on me. I don't know if my dad just chucked it out or what happened after I went to uni, but or even before, it might have gone before I went to uni, because I got my first computer in about 98, 99-ish. So it might have been that the TV went then. I'm not sure. We are behind to Falkirk. That TV would be worth an absolute fortune now as well. It's amazing, isn't it? There are things that we just went, we don't need that crap anymore, and chucked away back in the day. And you look back now and you go, that was worth a couple of quids. Someone would have paid quite a lot of money for that thing. Especially now. I've got a collection of consoles in my grandfather's garage that I occasionally think I should retrieve and sell. I have one of the very few working ColecoVisions somewhere. Because those things were notoriously fucking awful. They didn't last more than about 6 months typically, and mine's worked now for... Well, I got it in 1989, and it was 12 years old then, I think. But last I checked, it still worked. So if I ever get a chance to dig that out, that might have some value behind it. They were notoriously awful consoles. Much like this performance today we've put in, it's been notoriously awful. We shouldn't be losing to Falkirk. The fact we are losing to Falkirk worries me. And the fact that we've been pretty much toothless while doing it concerns me. And my brain's just gone, have I still forgotten to set up this tactic properly for how bad this team is? It's possible. It's very possible. We'll have a look. We'll have a wee look. Well, it's too late for the cup now, but to be fair, we weren't going to win it. Rangers and Celtic are still in it. We weren't going to win that cup, because we would have inevitably had to have played at least both of them, because that's how my luck goes. I have set it up properly, they just had a bad performance, which I guess was not unexpected, but there's one game down for the stream, which is nice. I did debate which save to load up tonight. I wasn't sure if I fancied journeying or carrying on the building of a nation in Gibraltar. Open to thoughts on either notion. Because I feel like I'm also a little bit tinted on this, because the building a nation started with 4 wins on the bounce, with the worst team in league. So I don't know, tough times. We've got 4 games left anyway in the regular season. St Johnstone, Motherwell, Ross County and Celtic. The Celtic of Glasgow. I would say realistically, if we don't beat Motherwell, we're in trouble, because Ross County and Celtic are competing with Rangers for the title. I think St Johnstone are comfortably mid-table. They might be 7th. Oh no, they might be just above us actually, because they've got a long name and I can see a tiny E. So it's very possible that St Johnstone might be the team above us in the table. So we will need 6 points, I would imagine, to get into the split safe. Or be in a safe position going into the split. And then in the split, we just need to absolutely hell for leather smash every team we play against. And it's not helped by the fact that I'm pretty sure I just saw the news article pop up that Falkirk had a Tycoon takeover. Luckily, there's no window, so there's not a lot they could do with it anyway. But I'm reasonably sure I just saw it say Falkirk had a Tycoon takeover. Which makes it twice as important we send them down. And quite quickly. Because if they have got the money rolling around, then they're going to finish mid-table next season at least. I'm not sure we want that, but also this is a good time to add another string to our CV bow too, because we have had a few times where we've been told we can't have a job because we don't have a reputation for surviving relegation. We've got our promotion specialist reputation now, one would imagine, with our promotion with both Taravao and with Cambridge. I imagine surviving the SPL this season would get us a survival specialist tag under the hood somewhere as we settle into land. For the St Johnstone game, we can see the table again, which would be lovely. I believe Motherwell are still bottom. But I'm setting us a target of 31, 32 points pre-split, and then I'm going to hope that we can play at least the 4 teams around us in the bottom 5 and get results there. Because looking at that gap and the goal difference, there we go. St Johnstone are just above us. I would imagine whichever of Aberdeen or Hibs ends up in the bottom half, or of course Dundee, is probably going to smash all 5 games against the rest of us. That's pretty much the assumption I'm making, but here we go. A lovely Saints derby. Let's do a quick pick just to get an idea of where the game thinks we're at with the team selection, and hopefully squeeze. I've got to do the bloody thing again. I should learn to do that before I start streaming, but I never do, as we know. We get back in order. Let's put Adebayo on the bench for Lynch, just so I've got a cover at right back. I've got 2 wingers. Guessing Tomlin's in there as a striker, which, sure. I guess we sort of makeshift got 2 centre mids in there. We'll go with it. That sounds strong. We'll see how it works out. Can we get the second match looking better than the first? That's the goal. That's our mission for tonight, is to just step by step claw ourselves back into a position of safety. I have not done the thing where I set up the blah blah blah. Why can't I say words? The responsibilities. My word. My lack of ability to say words right now. Let's kick off. Let's just get this one going, and we'll try and get a result against St Johnstone. So that's the plan. For the benefit of those watching in black and white for this one, we are in the black and white, just to make life really easy for you. And we are on the ball, temporarily. gotta be honest, I'm not having the best time at St Mirren. I can't pretend this is the change of club I've enjoyed the most so far on this journey. They've not really responded to me as well as I thought they would, and the team is much worse than I thought it was. Like when we came in, I thought that they were just a team that were underperforming, and there were actually some really good players in it. And the longer I spend watching this team, we're massively outclassed, and it's not even close, as proven by the fact that Darren Smith has just danced through our entire defence. Like, I feel like this will be a situation whereby in the summer I am going to strip this team for parts, for any value I can find in it whatsoever, and I'm just going to summon anyone from the English Championship that wants to come play in Scotland. It sort of feels like I genuinely have no idea if this is actually a highlight or if it's a replay. I boldly assume it's a highlight, because nothing appears to be happening, or it's just the longest replay in history and we've done another really stupid putting the ball out for a free kick. Who knows? Right, let's berate them, let's yell at them, scream at them, rage at them, make them feel like they are 3 inches tall, because whatever works, really. Not sure the Arsenal goalkeeper we've got on loan is the best goalkeeper I've ever managed. Also, I will be uploading the next part of Supermarine tomorrow, just as a heads up. And for those, of course, in the members section. And also, I probably won't be streaming tomorrow because I've got to be up stupidly early on Wednesday morning. So if I do, it will be early, but I wouldn't expect it, is the advice I would give, because I have to be up stupidly early. I've got to try and fix my sleep pattern, having been awake till 5 AM 2 nights running. So, probably going to chuck myself into bed very early tomorrow. I haven't given up on Gibraltar. It's a case of just having 2 stream saves going, and I thought we'd try and save St Mirren first, and then work out what we do from there. We're gonna judge the future of streaming based on the St Mirren / general feeling of the audience. If we'd like the journey to continue until my manager character would naturally be looking to retire, we can do that. If people would prefer us to carry on the Gibraltar instead and abandon the journey, I'm happy to do either. But I think that's also partially because it was a nice goal, it's beautifully worked, because I don't know if it's just because I am increasingly frustrated with how bad this St Mirren team is, but open to discussion is the answer. I know some people just won't care which I do, but you know, I know in many ways I am background noise, and in some ways I occasionally entertain some people. Jesus wept. That was close. You know, I'll do either or. But for now, we look like we're actually getting a result against St Johnstone. Possibly. Maybe. Are we going to start turning the corner? Like I said, we should be aiming to win this game and the game against Motherwell, which should put us firmly in a position to survive, hopefully, with Tyler getting his 2nd goal of the game. That was worked very nicely as well. And maybe St Mirren have started playing football the way I want them to play football. That's a wild thought, but there is a possibility that St Mirren might be learning to play football the way I want them to play football. There's also a possibility this is a freak result, given our utter lack of consistency since we got here. there is always a possibility it's a freak result. As things stand, we are sitting 3 points above Falkirk, which is nice. And I'd go so far as to say that actually if we beat Motherwell, they're probably already down. Chief Public Defender in one of our RP servers, haven't done it out of 6 months last night, thought fuck it, I'll do it for once. Went down to the station for an interview for a guy who's being done for drugs, arms trafficking. Mid-interview he reaches for the officer's pistol, takes him hostage and ends up doing a 10-metre standoff in the car park. Near to say my lawyer character retired. Oh, 10 minute. I'll say, valid. That's valid though. That's valid. I'd retire if I got caught in a 10-minute standoff in a car park. That would be me done. That would be me done. I would go and become a stripper or something, having experienced that. Don't know why we didn't just let the keeper pick that up. That was interesting decision making, interesting communication. Rename a player. Who are we renaming? We typically only rename the regions, but you know, we can rename a player if you'd like to. Not particularly attached to any of these players. McDougall. Though I will say that with the caveat of anyone in the starting 11 to big div, I'll try and find someone good. Because there is a reasonable possibility that most of these players won't be here next season. So I'll have a look in a second. Well, we should be looking for good. But yeah, we can save it till next season, or we can figure it out. But yeah, I mean, this team's like the only players currently performing for us are on loan. Like all of these front four are on loan from somewhere in England, and our goalkeeper's on loan from Arsenal, and everyone else is just being carried to whatever results we get at this stage, because the team I inherited was awful. The team I inherited would have struggled to win a game against the local secondary school. And the team they're turning into now is actually scoring goals. But it's heavily carried. Like, we've got Saltvet, who's on the ball there. He is on loan to us from AIK in Sweden. So one of the few not on loan to us from the Premier League or from the Championship. Trevino is on loan from Fulham. And Tyler is on loan from West Ham. And Hawthorne, I know, is on loan from Aberdeen. Little 5'5" striker, bless him. And yeah, Mikulic is on loan from Arsenal. I don't know why Arsenal are loaning us a goalkeeper. I think he's like their 9th choice, but I believe he's a German under-21 international. Hindo, how are you doing, love? Welcome in. You're just in time to witness a thing of beauty that's about to happen, because we are, after this game, playing Motherwell, and we're probably gonna slap them silly. Oh, you been on a fishing trip, having a good day? Love to hear it. Did you catch anything? And if so, how big was it? And how big are we pretending it was? In the hot tub. Oof. That'll be one for Hindo's Instagram/OnlyFans. You can find him under 12-inch chef on both. Fish or STDs? Well, either or. Either or. Only Gramsy. That's it. Only Gramsy. I'll talk you which, Hunter. There's a small chance I might be talked into doing some GTA RP. It might be a thing I could be talked into doing. One often follows the other except fish. That's true. That's true. Honest John Andrews, nice. Couple brownies. Nothing worth writing home about. You barbless this early. Well, I certainly can. You're gonna have to help me get it set up once I'm in a position to get it done, because I will absolutely not fucking understand what I'm doing bar the GTA part. GTA 5, I'm quite fucking good at. Setting shit up, we'll see. Set in 1985. I don't remember 1985. Oh, you've lost control of the city, mate. You've lost control of the city. There's Colombians running around. You've done nothing about them. Terrible, see? You thought you'd taken the town. Take all I know about GTA 5 and forget all about it. Excellent. Oh, 5-2. You've retired as a lawyer. Just investment banking. That's what we need. It's what we need. If we do this against Motherwell, we're actually going to stay up. 27-0 for Gramsby. Nice. Nice. Fraud, tax evasion, embezzlement. All the qualifications you need to be a member of Parliament. It's gone wide. It's okay. I haven't made any subs yet. That's been going so well, I haven't made any changes. Also Vice Mayor, nice. Let's replace some tired legs before I break someone, because I'm going to keep this run going, I'm going to need to do that. We'll leave Stephen Tyler on. Why not? We'll take off Wee Man. We'll take off this fella because he's actually not shown up. You're very good at it or enjoy it. Same skill sets, are paying as Wolf as Wall Street and making a lot of cash. You know what they say, greed is good. It's me making my one reference to the 80s for the day. It's not even my first reference to the 80s for the day, I'll be honest, it's not even in my top 5, I'd imagine. Made a few references to the 80s today. Not proud of it. I'm just old. It's what's happening. 500, 600 in-game night. Robin Houses. Robin Houses. Make a lot of money, take a lot of drugs and go to parties. So generally just being Scottish. So income for me on my section 8 housing, nice. Sell stocks, wear socks. With 7 points clear of Motherwell, if we beat them in the next game, that'll put us 10 points clear. That will put them down. I reckon that'll put them down. Which will be, I imagine there's a certain Ackies fan that might really enjoy us putting Motherwell down. 1 point in LC85 for the rest. I had 1.4 mil. Nice. Insert Scottish deep fried prejudice here. Don't know what you're talking about. We never do any Scottish deep fried prejudice, except, as I have learned, through osmosis against Motherwell and Falkirk, because fuck them both. I believe that's what I'm supposed to say. 20%? My word. My word. Returns are varied. You're getting nothing back. Long story short, 20% to the broker, 80% up the nose. Ryan, we don't know. I'm as confused as you are about the international management. I've heard nothing, I've seen nothing. They are well behind where they should be, and without any real insight as to why. Because they're in a sort of rock and a hard place. If they're trying to wait until late May to get that going, they've basically lost their chance to sell any more copies for it, because no one's buying a copy of FM 3 months before 27 comes out just to play international football. It's not going to happen. I mean, realistically, they've got to get it out by the end of this month, you would think. 5 months, sure. Okay, yeah, that makes... Yeah, maths, I didn't do them well. Oh, yeah, no, I'm thinking, like, as in... Yeah, June. My brain was off. Yeah. Has to be technical issue. You'd have to assume they're having some kind of tech issue with it. Because it should have been at a point, as I said in the video I did, it should have been at a point where it was just a case of see who the last handful of teams to qualify were, plug them into the code base, test it for a few days, bish, bash, bosh, gone. So I don't know what they fucked up, but... Oh, we've got a youth intake. We've got a youth intake. Is there a player we want here? 4 elite prospects. Maybe Big Div can be an elite prospect. We've got an elite prospect from Afghanistan. There we go. It's not Jamie Liper. Jamie Liper is Scottish. He's tiny. Didn't eat his Weetabix as a kid. Decent finisher, decent composure. Doesn't pay attention. ADD, needs some riddling. But we'll give him a contract. He's going to come up. Let me know in just a second which one you want, Simon, and we'll make that happen for you. We'll have a little look through them, make sure we give them all the good ones contracts. Ian Patterson, a right winger with no left foot, which doesn't help me a lot. Bloody finish, though. Can't concentrate again. Hopefully that'll increase with age. 5'11". Doesn't look too shabby-dabby-do. Certainly might have a future in Scotland, which is good. We've got Robert McKeown. He's like Martin's cousin. Send your TikTok you made away you up. Go for it. Go for it. Robert McKeown, central midfielder. He's alright. He's not the worst I've seen. Out of 15. Let's do that. And then this is our Afghan prospect, Sharon Amini. Bloody Sharon. What's Sharon up to? Oh, you've made a Scotland. I see the Scotland. That's stunning. That's very nice. I can never tell when a TikTok video starts and ends. Maybe it's because I'm old. It's very nice though. That's a luxurious location you found yourself in. If I put the soon on, 27 elevation of 24 and 26 is valid. Let me plug in my ears so I can hear it. Plug in my ears so I can hear it properly. 800 quid for the week? Bloody hell. Still that's a luxury holiday, that. That is a luxury holiday. Let's do a soundy onny. That's why I turned the bloody speakers up, done it? Smart. Well smart, me. look at you stealing all the sound effects from that avatar, but very nice. Always a good start, yep. You like to go with 17 Flair. If Div don't want him. That's a good choice. Did have to be done. We'll sign Sharon. He looks alright. Again, no concentration. Everyone coming through our youth intake apparently just wasn't paying attention the entire... They've just accidentally wandered through the door. What they've done is, the local secondary school next door, they've had both gates open and these kids have just walked in. Indiana McAllister Jones. Does sound a bit Gen Z. I'm going to sign him just because of his name. He might be absolutely awful, but Indiana McAllister is a name that we should have in our team. Attention span of a gerbil is fact. 17 Flair lad. This guy, Rab McKeon. I assume we're taking Big Rab. What are we calling him? What are we naming Mr. McKeon to? Give Indiana the nickname of the Doctor? It's possible. Cy McMahon. There we go. Cy McMahon has appeared. He's probably never going to do anything. We'll call him the Doctor anyway. Why not? I was sent me for a lad in my Indian team, couldn't say his name, but it looked like Parsnip, so he's now called Parsnip. Valid. I would be shocked if there's anyone else there I want, but if the assistant manager decides to sign anyone, that's cracking. Actually, while I remember, let's do our responsibilities and hand over that there opposition instructions, because I keep forgetting to do them. And right, we were talking about calling Sing 1, Sing 2. Say bananas in pajamas reference, I believe. Right, I'll be honest, if we were going to call any first team player Big Div, it would be Paul McLean, but he's going to be sold for parts. So there's the decision. Because I don't know if Mackenzie Tomlin might be here next year. Right back. Oh, I remember Sing the Ping. I've seen Sing the Ping. Yeah, realistically, Paul McLean's probably going to be sold for parts because he's worth 5 million quid. And Mackenzie Tomlin might be the only player of this starting 11 that's still here next year. And the girth. Not that he's pulled up any trees. Indeed, God bless Loki. But frankly, everyone else we own in this team is fucking awful. Like, we are going to cling on for dear life to try and stay up. Hopefully we can drop Falkirk in these, or after the split. Post-split, I'm hoping we'll drop Falkirk. Loki used to live 3 streets from you in Hamilton. Random. He's in Armagh now? Isn't Loki also a John? I have it in my head, Loki's also a John. I might be wrong. I couldn't tell you what his last name was, I can't remember. But I had it in my head that he was also a John. I know it's not Doki. There used to be a time when everyone in the FM community just knew each other by first name. think that's why the kids get confused when I refer to, you know, Jack and Kevin and stuff. The many Kevs, the multiple Kevs. Which Kevin? We've got to narrow down the Kevins. COVID, that'll do it. New Journeyman series is very good. I haven't had a chance to watch it. I did get a notification for it earlier. I haven't sat and watched it yet. What, Lelujo Kev, or United City Kev, or Chapman? There we go. We've got to break it down a little bit. I can go in sometime. I think the older I get, the more I have to be in the right mood for Kev. And nothing against him; he's a lovely fella. I've had some lovely conversations with him, but there are times where I'm not in the mood to watch someone that loud. Why the fuck's he not playing? Why am I not playing the fella who's got 20 flair? Clearly my brain's not in. See, I will go to bat for Luke. I know he's lost his roots a little bit, has Luke. But he's a lovely fella in person. He's a lovely bloke in person. I have worked with him in and out of the real world. Not out of the real world for a long time, but ouch. It's weird. I never thought I'd come across someone with a problem with Luke. I have a word next time I run into him. I do run into him quite a lot. I'm like, see now, you wee farmer. Be good to Hindo. Right, let's do it. Let's beat Motherwell at Motherwell's Stadium, which I assume is called Yes Thanks Stadium. Fair enough, that's fair. Like, sim-based rebuilds aren't for everyone. I know I do them occasionally, but I usually put like a bit more of a... I try and put a bit of an interesting twist on them than just... I've rebuilt Celtic and Rangers, or fucking Sporting and Porto. The Gyrodome. Like, when I do a rebuild, there's usually a bit more thought into it. These two clubs are big and will get clicks. Well, this has got an interesting history. Let's do something interesting with the history here. You know? Like, it's not a knock on Luke from me at all, but you won't see Luke do a Preston rebuild. Even though objectively the rebuild, the history of Preston is very interesting. I fell off the non-league to legend when? After he left the first club, I think. I certainly didn't stay long for the second. And it wasn't on purpose, it just dropped out of my algorithm, and this is the first time I've thought about it since then. How are we losing to Motherwell? Come on, guys. They're literally a football team that exists to make one joke about. Let's get a goal. It's a strong anti-Preston reaction. Literally a team that exists just to make the one joke. Come on, let's have a goal. Finally, the tiny man, the wee Aberdonian. I'm sure you can, Hindo, but there's only one we know south of the border. So we go, Motherwell? Aye, thanks. It's the only joke we know about them. We don't really think about Motherwell south of the border. Aside from the fact that they are the only club in world football whose kit looks like you've wiped your ass after a dodgy curry, yellow and brown's not a great combination, is it? Just chucking it out there. I'm sure they think it's red, it looks brown. Maybe I'm colourblind. Maybe it actually is brown, who knows? They can claim it's red, that's clearly claret. It's not fucking claret, you go to East London. Piss off a cray. Need more possession. What do I need more possession? Right, tell them we're not happy and tell everyone else to get better, and hopefully one of them will actually step up and get better and we'll score a second goal and we can send Motherwell down, because there's no way they're coming back from being 7 points behind us. I would boldly suggest there's no way they're coming back from 7 points behind us in 5 games. And then all we've got to worry about is Falkirk. And in the summer, pretty much all these players can absolutely get to fuck. I think they're still in League One, mate. I'll have a look in a second. I think they're still in League One. I can't say for certain they've been there the entire time. I'd have my doubts, but... Right. Let's take out some players who have decided football's not for them this afternoon. We'll send off Scholesy because he's been a little bit pish. We will take off the 2 centre-halves. I think we will. I think we'll take off the 2 centre-halves. We'll take off Tyler. He's apprehensive. We'll send in Lily Tomlin. Don't know what she's going to do, but we'll soon find out. And then we're going to hold back a little sub. Oh, in fact, no, we're not. We're going to swap with Niarski and Solfet. And then we're going to send in Mosqueda with his... Oh, not, was it Mosqueda? It was Mosqueda. Mosqueda with his 20 flair. And let's see some step-overs. Double centre-back change. Double centre-back change. That's what we're doing. Neither was impressing me, and Motherwell scored a goal, so neither gets to be impressive today. We're going to switch things up. We're going to change up the defenders. We're not going to mention where I got Banfield from, because he was free, and that's the only reason I signed him. He was free and good enough to be our 4th choice defender. Not a problem. I'm going to be here because that's what I do. Oh, they've got Salah. Crazy times. It's not the Salah, obviously. He's probably 70 by this point in the save. But in theory, they've probably got our Salah. Tomlin, Saltvet, got ball forward. Hawthorne, McCready. He's got people to his right. If he can get into the box, he can. Really should have been someone that did something with that. I'm just saying, Mosqueda should have chucked himself at that ball and bundled it into the net. Just bundled it over the line. He had time. He had time to think about it. His reactions clearly aren't there. He needs to play more video games. And we're going to fizzle this one out to a 1-1 draw. And luckily it looks like Falkirk have done nothing, because if they had done something, we'd have been up the creek. I might have a game in hand. No, they haven't. It's fine. It's fine. Right, it's still 7 points. I think we've probably done enough there to send Motherwell down. We'll find out, but now we've got the big issues where we've got to go and essentially more or less lose 2 games. If I'm honest, we're about to lose 2 games. So that's a great time incoming as we head into the split. because, well, Ross County and Celtic are having very good seasons. Good. Ross County are second, Celtic are third. They are level on points. There's one game left. One of them's got a game in hand. Ross County got a game in hand. Ross County could still chase down Rangers in this universe, which is a bit insane to say. Let's have a look, see if we can find the Ackies, shall we? They're not in Championship. They are in League One. How have their lives been going over the last few seasons? That's a really useless graph. This graph means nothing. Thanks, lads. Can I force perspective? I can force perspective. That shouldn't have needed to be, but I can. So we've had, where are we now? 25, 26, so 24, 25, relegated, promoted, relegated, promoted. 5th, 6th, 5th, 6th, 6th, 6th. Wow, that's boring. Relegated, promoted, relegated. 4th, 3rd, 10th. So what we've learned is the Ackies have sort of yo-yoed a bit, but occasionally make an appearance in the Championship. And it looks like they've got a shiny new stadium. They do. Shiny new stadium. The Alex Neil Stadium. Who is Alex Neil? I have no idea. Couldn't tell you. Don't know if he's a real fella or a fake one. We're so far in the future. But there we go. We've done that. And now we can go and play Ross County, an entire county of people named Ross. There's probably value in sending the players off on holiday. Don't trust a man with 2 first names. Always valuable information and valuable advice. Can we get any of these guys on holiday for a week? Perfect, because I feel like that's going to be a bit of a game changer to send them on holiday for a week. That might be the difference between survival and not survival come the end of the season. I'm hoping our Norwegian turns out to be as good as he looks, but let's not hold our breath. Send the boys away for a week and hope for the best. Because, yeah, get them back fresh. For a run-in. And then against the bottom 6, if we can win, or sorry, against the rest of the bottom 6, if we can win 3 of them, I'd be pretty happy with where we'd be at for a rebuild for next year. Ideally, I'll be able to keep a lot of these loanees. Because you'd think some of them are probably going to get released. Not sure why Shane Ennis isn't in my team. Not sure why he's not playing. Did I drop him because he wasn't performing? I don't remember. He's going back in the team now. That's for sure. Right, let's go and smash Ross County, hopefully. In our last home game of the regular season. And hope that Falkirk don't sneak above us. Like I said, it's a good job they can't spend any of their newfound wealth. Although they might be able to sign free transfers still, maybe. So let's hope there's no one good. Because that would be a problem. Well, realistically, after the split, I'd like it if we could be 40 points. I think I'd take 40 points as a good end to the season. We'd certainly be safe up, and the downside is that we won't have any money, because we never will have any money ever again, because we're £28 million in debt. Like, we need a takeover in the summer so badly. So badly. Oh, we've made decisions on our youth candidates. Let's have a look. See what Ian Brunskill is saying. He's saying, yep, cool, we'll sign those guys. That was basically a no-brainer, and what I was doing anyway. So cheers for that. We are rapidly approaching what would be my 56th birthday, I believe, if my maths is mathing. Rapidly approaching what will be my 56th birthday, which in fact might be the day we're playing Celtic, which would be a terrible birthday. We'll get there. We'll get there. We've got a lovely week to relax. The boys are away. They're having a good time, and all good things must come to an end, or something. Who's hovering around in chat? Anyone that enjoys some scrandling? That's the question. So we'll do a Hindo shout out whilst I remember. Look at me remembering shit in my brain. Crazy talk, I know. Remembering to do a thing. Clubs in Scotland set to release youth players, and FH Haffarnfjörður make an offer. You've become a Scrandal promoter. Who have you spread the gospel of Scrandal to? Was it Jay? Feels like a good thing to share with Jay. The missus and anyone in other chats. Nice. She was confused. It's a worrying sign, mate, because your missus is notoriously very smart, and it is just a choice of left or right. I'm not sure how that's confusing, but maybe we've just become such pros at Scrandal that we're no longer seeing the beginner's learning curve. Maybe that's what's happened. I'm not even going to bother looking in any depth at the next gen list. I'm more confused as to what is fair. It is a stupid game. It's objectively a stupid game, but it's a fun stupid game. So, you know, like, there is no point to it. Let's be completely honest. There is not, and has never been, a minute of point to it. But that is what it is. Well, now I'm going to feel really bad if we beat Ross County, because they are 5 points off the title. I almost want to give them the match, but we can't afford to, because I don't want to get stuck into a dogfight. If we were like comfortably 7th, like in the same sort of position Aberdeen or Hibs are, I would absolutely be sticking the under 15s out, just to help Ross County out here. But sadly I'm not, so we're going to try and beat them. We'll probably fail, But we're going to try and beat the County of Ross. Oh, Willie Quinn's got injured. Hey, Liam, I'm good. How are you? Welcome in. Aswar requires payoff to complete fla deal. Hang on now. Did we agree? I hope we agreed. Because he can certainly go. Willie Quinn. Willie Quinn's out for 6 weeks. Let's see. Does it say it fell through? I'm hoping it doesn't. I'm hoping we just said, yeah, sure, let him go. Let him go. Because we may as well send them a Moroccan to go play in Iceland or wherever that was. He's never going to play for me again, and I'll take the cash. Scotland is... There you go, there's your answer. We are in 10th. We have 2 games to play. We have to play Ross County and Celtic. Then the league's going to split in half. And then basically we're hoping that we don't get smashed too badly by whichever of these 4 teams finishes in 7th. There are currently 4 points between 4th and 7th. 4th is the Conference League. 7th is they get to come and smash the 5 teams below them. So, all to play for, you could say, here in the Scottish League. Hoping Ryan Asselach is leaving, largely because his name's painful to say. Also because he's not very good. Mostly because he's not very good, obviously. We're not going to, be prejudiced against the guy's name. Right. Time to smash Ross County at home. That's the plan. We have just had a 5-2 win against St Johnstone, so that's nice, but they are only 4 points ahead of us. So we can't claim they're a good side. They're just a marginally better side over the course of the season. Hull wants Saltved. He's probably alright then. Trevino's out of contract at the end of the year, and he's wanted by New York City. You don't want to go there, mate. It's full of stabbings. Don't go there. Bunch of Americans there too. Is his contract about to end? Because if it is, it might get renewed. But we'll see. We should just go with that. Go with that. Let's do it again. Score 5 goals. Because we need to stay up. Otherwise we would not even be, as I said, we'd not even be trying to win this game if we were safe. Because I really want Ross County to win the league. And it's within reach. So we're going to let them beat us the natural, normal way and hope that we just make things good. Because this is, as I said, our last home game before the split. And I don't know if we've got 3 or 2 after the split. I'm led to believe, having learned this vaguely on stream from somewhere the other night, that if the 5 teams we play, basically, if we've played them home twice, we'll play them away in this one, vice versa. That's my loose understanding of it, but can't pretend I fully understand it. So we're just going to go back to basics. You can only beat what's in front of you. And take it one game at a time as Taylor Curra manages to do a goal. And this is pretty much going as I expected. The crowd seems to be glitching out a touch, that's fine. Do we need to see the replay of this? It's going very slowly. There we go. Curra heads it past Mikelic. And skip. Right. Let's demand more from our players. Celtic are beating Aberdeen, are beating Hibernian. Aberdeen are beating Motherwell, so Motherwell are pretty much down. Falkirk are currently beating St Johnstone, which is bad because it puts Falkirk above us. And I don't Really need that extra stress. If we get relegated a second time, we may never get another job. So that is problematic. Pull up the little league table up here, look. As it goes to Yurtseven, to Tyler, to Ennis. There you go. Confirmation, we are a point behind Falkirk right now, who just had a big takeover. Trevino, Saltvet. Need to give that ball to Scholes earlier, but Scholes, he's got there, he's cut it. Oh, we're getting a corner. We're not going to see it. We're not going to see it. It's not going to happen for us. How are Rangers? Rangers aren't playing. We can't see how Rangers are doing because they're doing nothing. Right, that's half time. Address the team. Get your acts together. Start playing Fitba, which I believe is how we're supposed to pronounce that now. I'm sure we'll get corrected by one of our Scots. You've not been good enough so far. Get it together, and everyone else will do everything else, I suppose. Go on and do some other things. Let's have a better second half where hopefully we can get or claw back to a draw, because Falkirk and St Johnstone are now drawing, which does put us back into 10th. As far as I'm aware, that puts us back into 10th. It does. But it'd be nice to get a point out of today, just to say we tried. As Hajib runs at us, Yurtseven needs to get back very quickly, not that quickly. We're not helping ourselves here, guys. We're not helping ourselves, guys. That was awful. That was awful defending. I don't even know how to address how bad that defending was. That was headless chicken stuff. Just no need. There's just no need there. Well, we need to make changes and make them rapidly. We're going to take Yurtseven off because he's decided that today is not a day he wants to play football. Farquhar can go in as well. Tyler off for Tomlin. Hawthorne McCready off for Sene, and I think we're going to drop that last change on sending Winiarski back in. And hoping he can make the difference to get us back into this match, because we're now back behind Falkirk. And I don't want to be behind Falkirk. It's not a situation I'm ever hoping we'll find ourselves in. Falkirk are currently beating St Johnstone. That's far from ideal. Far from ideal. Come on, Cam Williams is awful. He's so bad that he is our next best option at left back, and he's just not very good. Luckily, he's not been sent off since our first game here, so small mercies, but he's not a good footballer. He certainly will not be here next season. James Scholes just scored. We're back in it. We're back in it. We're okay. We're fine. We just need one more goal. One more goal. And we would go back above Falkirk, I think. I think we've got the goal difference on them. We might not, but I think we've got the goal difference on them. It will certainly be better than it currently is. I'll say that much. Come on, let's... There we go. Mikelic does a saving. Ball forward now, please, lads. Ball forward as far as it will go. That's the one. Big hoof. Headed down. First time pass for Trevino. What on earth have I just seen? Why can't we do that without conceding every game? We've literally saved the corner. He's let everyone spread out, taken his time. As soon as they're in position, big old hoof coming in from Mikelic here. eventually, because apparently the replay speed is now continental drift. Solvet heads it across to Tomlin. First time through ball to Trevino. You'll do better to see a better setup than that. And we're back in business. We're back on terms. We're still below Falkirk, so we didn't have the goal difference. But can we steal a late winner? Hello, Dylan. Welcome in. We might steal a late winner. Absolute scenes if we steal a late winner here. We're not going to. We're gonna concede a late goal here. How are you, Dylan? Is everything good? Come on, come on, come on, come on. Defend, defend. We almost defended. We almost did a defending. Come on, let's one last shout of encouragement. Let's get the fight going. Please don't concede from a late free kick. We're good. We might not be good. We might be good. Winyaski, we're not good. We're not good. This is 3-2. It's not 3-2. We saved it. We saved it. Ross County are all over us in their pursuit of the title. But we came out of that with a point. We do still come out of it behind Falkirk. And on goal difference, we're a long way behind. We've got to beat them outright on points. We basically have to beat Falkirk when we play them after the split to stay up. Because Motherwell are done. You start a Sheffield FC save. Nice. Oldest club in the world. That's what we like to hear. Good point. I made a good point. What point did I make? Do we have to beat Falkirk to stay up? And if I the FA Cup, won the league in the first season. That's what we love to hear. It's what we love to hear. We are going to love it more if on the final game of the season, Falkirk are playing Celtic or Rangers. Well, I say that, are playing Rangers. They're playing Motherwell. Oh, for tits' sake. So on the last day of the season, we get bloody Celtic and Falkirk have got Motherwell. And even though St Johnstone have got to go to Rangers, we're not overcoming 6 goals worth of goal difference, I would imagine, against Celtic. So we're going into the split in 11th, I would imagine. We're unbeaten at home in 10 games. I don't know how we've pulled that off. It feels like we lose every week. Oh yeah, from the game was a good point. Yeah, it was a good point. Yeah. Sorry, my brain is honestly useless. But we're going to go to Celtic Park. We're going to give it everything we've got. If we steal 3 points, we steal 3 points. If not, we're sort of hoping Motherwell beat Falkirk, which feels like a long shot. Really feels like a long shot, but if we can steal a point from Celtic and Motherwell can beat Falkirk, we'll be in a good position. Because I don't think winning 5-1 in the FA Cup, absolute madness. Scenes in Sheffield. Scenes in Sheffield right now. Wilderness happening. Extra preliminary round. Oh. We do love the extra preliminary round. 6-1. I'd start stopping people off for fitness, mate. I'll be honest. That's the time to send the kids in. Right, can we make a big thing happen? Can we pull off the unthinkable? against Celtic? I suspect the answer is no. Oh, Aswar's gone. Aswar's gone. We might have some more cash now. That's good. That's one bit of the dead weight gone. You got a 16-year-old starting. Very nice. Always a good feeling when you get a 16-year-old into the team. Always an illegal feeling if you get the team into a 16-year-old. Just saying. Just saying. That's where Crew went wrong. I can't believe I just made that joke. That's disgraceful. I'm going to prison. Last night was a much better night than Saturday. It was a much better night than Saturday. Saturday was fucking awful. Last night, pretty solid all the way through. Pretty solid from start to finish. You're at the demon fight. Oh, it's a classic. I do need to watch Raw tonight, I think. Because I'm pretty sure we're going to get a lovely retirement speech from Brock Lesnar. Jose Fernando's injured. No one noticed he's not been playing. We'll sign Britney Spears. You love to see it. You love to see it. Right, we'll swap. We won't swap. Do I want to make any changes at all? Is mascara better than Solvet? Objectively, yes. Realistically, no, apparently. Okay, cool. Let's just go with that 7-2 win. Very nice. That's a job done. We've got a job to do now at Celtic Park? Parkhead? What's the official name now? Is it Celtic Park or Parkhead? Does it have a new name? Is it the Bet365 Lucky Shamrock Stadium of Doom? It says Celtic Park in the game. We'll go with that. Whoa. That's a shout. We'll allow it. We shouldn't. We'll allow it. That's a bad luck. Come on, let's just go out there, get the game done. This stadium's bloody enormous. It's bloody enormous. We're still wearing black. We're always wearing black. It's what we do. We just wear black all the time because we're constantly in mourning for our lack of success. The rug sweeper. Right, Milos Sajievich Savjalievich. An actual commute, fair enough. So like I said, I won't be streaming tomorrow because I've got to be up early. So it'll be Wednesday I will be back on. So I've got to be up early on Wednesday morning. So I will not be streaming tomorrow night. Tell you that much for sure. See you Wednesday, mate. Have a good one. Got Wednesday off college. Valid. Oh, one more day this week. Crazy. Crazy times. Tyler, insert box. Go on. Oh, how are we not putting that away? Since day from 9 till 4. Nice. Trevino, Travago. Let's do it. Goal. Nope. Head was killing you. It's the hangover. We've all been there. Come on, let's have a goal, lads. Let's have a goal. Not for Celtic. Come on. Absolute garbage. We've missed an open goal and then we've just literally handed them one. You don't need to help Celtic score, lads. 1 count on Saturday? Fair. We don't need to be helping Celtic to score. They are Celtic. How about we pay some bastard attention and we actually tuck in the open goal, eh? How about that? How about that's a cheeky little thing we could try? Celtic are 1-0 up with not one shot on target. Like, this one was absolutely for the taking. It's a very wayward switch. Sivandinovic? What's her name? Wait. No, as in just stand there. Webb. Drach. Through ball. And that's all she wrote for our chances of doing anything today, isn't it? We're going to go to VAR. VAR's going to give it because it's Celtic. Oh, it didn't. Celtic haven't paid their subscription. They've not paid their subscription to get given easy wins by the SFA. Which classes did we have, Dylan? What's brought sadness? Numeracy and politics. Just counting and lying, mate. Counting and lying. Very simple. If you can count to 10, you've passed numeracy. And if you can be full of shit, you've passed politics. Congratulations, welcome to Parliament. Yeah, I'd hope so. I'd hope numeracy was pretty easy, and politics will always be shit in all of its forms. Like I said, it's just the art of lying for a living. Or living for a lying. Who knows? Ennis, out to Yurtseven. Come on, it's time for the Norwegian to show up and make something magical happen. Great cross, terrible end to the cross. Scholes's up, Scholesy will go to the byline, Scholes's gone down. Scholesy went looking for that, didn't he? Scholes's gone looking for a penalty, and it's not happened, and now he's out of position for the counter-attack. How about we leave it to the tiny wingers to fall over, mate, and you just do your job, yeah? Need to do an assessment for politics this week? Just write it's all bollocks, mate. Problem solved. That's what I would tell them. It's all just billionaires lying to us to steal our money. Supposed to be like a script explaining why first past the post is shit. Well, my lord, don't get me started. Just more bollocks to keep the working classes subjugated by the billionaires, because it means we get as little say as they can give us while maintaining the facade of democracy. There you go, you can use that line. First past the post is shit because it allows the wealthy classes to deny the working classes the adequate representation required to function in a modern society in any meaningful way, whilst robbing the children's futures and denying all hope for all of mankind. I kind of lost my way at the end there, but there you go, there's a starting point for you. Finish it off by writing fuck the Tories 5 times and you've succeeded at politics. What's he doing? Come on, someone actually press him. Fella's dribbling across his own goal line and nobody tries to bundle him into the net. Did you never play football at school? Well, that was as shit as it gets. It's been disallowed, probably for the best, because someone would have been getting fired. Yeah, he's offside. Alright, school teacher is a Tory MP. Oh. Reporting to the police, mate, he's definitely fiddling. It's one place I don't want a Tory, it's in a school near kids. Not saying every one of them is a nonce, but 99% of Tories are. Just chucking it out there. Come on. We're going to lose to Celtic and we've been the only people to score. We're losing to Celtic whilst being the only team that scored. Absolute shite. If we go down by a single point, old Shaw's going to be on watch, isn't he? His family are going to watch him like a hawk. That's alright. Thomas Ayoun has come to save his bacon. Thomas Ayoun has come to equalise at Celtic Park. And that could be one of the biggest goals of the season. How are Falkirk doing? They're drawing with Motherwell. Alright. Motherwell haven't done us a favour. But we haven't hurt ourselves. We've got 45 seconds. I'm surprised VAR didn't disallow. 45 seconds to get a winner. We've scored twice and drawn. Should have been a win. Wasn't a win. And now we go into the split. No, and we've been to Celtic Park. We've been to Glasgow. We've stolen a draw. Oh, everything else from that point should be easy. Did I see the Celtic score yesterday? I didn't. Was it 73-0? (6-2) over St Mirren. Well, we're better than the real St Mirren team. And they lost 3-0 to Rangers a couple of weeks ago. Beautiful. The women, I mean, not the men. Obviously. There's a big gap between games. 6th of April to 24th of April off. The entire second half without a shot and scored 4 goals in 10 minutes extra time. Brilliant. Alright then, let's see how things are shaking out for the mighty split then, shall we? We going to get fixtures yet? No. Because of course the SFA didn't have fixtures ready to go. Who got unlucky and fell into the top half, or bottom half? It was Hibs. You'd be gutted when you're 6 points off of 4th and you've fallen into the bottom half. So we've got to play Hibs first, then Falkirk, then Motherwell, then St Johnstone, then Dundee. Falkirk away, Motherwell at home. And I'm going to presume... Oh, we've got 2 home games, and one of them's against fucking Hibs. Oh, this is going to be so painful. Got me in the FA Cup 3rd qualifying round. Very nice. This is about to be such a painful experience. 2 weeks off though, but such a painful experience about to happen. We've got to beat Falkirk and Motherwell. And ideally St Johnstone. I don't care about Dundee or Hibs, but we need the points. So anything we can steal off them. Goes against Motherwell Sunday in the game against Hibs. Nice. Strong. 8 PM kickoff on a Wednesday against Hibs. Oh, that's going to be past your bedtime. Past your bedtime, look. Terrible. Right, what are our chances of staying up? I would say slim. I would say slim, but not none. We've got some people unhappy with loan agreements. I don't give a fuck, if I'm honest, about their opinions on their loan agreements. Because I know I probably did promise that I'd be playing them in specific positions, but also you can't recall them, and I wasn't looking to keep them for next year. So you're a big boy, you don't have a bedtime. Fair enough. Never know these days with the old helicopter parents. Don't know why you want to be the parent of a helicopter, but there you go. Right, Abadaki announces his intention to leave St Johnston. Can see why. Clearly off to be a magician. It's abracadabra with Abadaki. Coming to a Butlins near you. Alright. I might actually finish the season tonight. Got half an hour till midnight. I might casually finish the season tonight. Just because it's not worth me doing a stream at any point to do 3 games or whatever it'll be. Just instant resulting, fair enough. I would, but then there's not a lot of point in streaming it. You know? That's valid. Besides which, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I want us to get up to 9th. I feel like if we can get up to 9th, we've done well. And then I can bin off this entire squad. And then I can spend tomorrow shopping for new signings. Ideally from the English Championship, but if I can get a few Scots internationals, I will do. Just to... Essentially, I want to have a first team that's like... definitely able to finish top half, if not top 4. And then a bunch of kids behind them to develop. You're out of the cup. 3-0 to Mirren. That's a sad time. That's a sad time. Not as sad a time as I'm about to have playing Hibbies, who I'm going to boldly predict will win about 5-0. You're 5th, nice. Focus on the league. Yeah, I'm going to say 5-0. It's probably how heavily we're about to lose to Hibs, but that said, we are starting to put a few results together. 3 or 4 games in hand, that's always nice. That's always nice. Time for everyone to focus up. Heads down, eyes down for a full house. Cresswell believes St Mirren are survival favourites. My God, he's taken the drugs. Our assistant manager has started taking drugs. We are definitely not the favourites. Am I getting the FA Trophy final? But it's a shame that the FA Vars is very rarely activated in those lower league databases. I don't think Dan's activated it. Alright, we're going to have some players. What's this numpty said? I've been asked because I was on holiday. Yep. Do you share the belief that St Mirren have an advantage over your relegation rivals because they're only competing on one front instead of multiple competitions? What a stupid question. To get to Wembley, didn't want to get to the final anyway, got beat on pens. It's fair. It's expensive. It's 10 quid a pint. Right, let's do it. Oh, Ryan Hawthorne McCready's ineligible. Oh, is he on loan from Hibs? I thought it was on loan from Aberdeen. Oh, balls. Balls. Okay. We'll stick Aitken in there. He's more like to score than Sene is. We'll have to play him. Doom, welcome in. Thank you for the lurk. It's probably better to be lurking than watching at this stage because we are in trouble. It's not going well. It's not going well in Scotland for us. We really do need to win about 3 games in the relegation group. And we're starting off against Hibs, and they're going to absolutely do us. Because I have very little faith, to be honest. Very little faith. I have no faith. Getting playoffs isn't the worst, that's valid. Oh God, why has it done that? There we go. Shout out for the pride of Edinburgh. So I'm supposed to get 12 for fighting. Yeah, it's true. But I have a pretty bad record in relegation playoffs. I always seem to bottle them. And I don't really know why, but I always seem to absolutely bottle a relegation playoff. So I'd rather not end up in one. If I can help it. Nikolic doing a safety grab. Can we file the ball forward? There we go. Lovely. Let's get a goal. We scored twice at Celtic Park. We can score twice here. We've scored once here. David Aitken comes in out the cold and gets himself a goal. Very much an emergency choice because our usual striker is on loan from Hibs. And it's turned out we don't even need the fella because we've got David Aitken kicking around ready to do the goal. We're in a stupid fucking long replay again. I don't need that in my life. I need something better. Is there a way to turn that off yet to fix that bullshit? No. No. Doesn't matter, we're 1-0 up. We're 1-0 up, and we'll have a little league table up here just to see how things are shaking. I can't scroll it. Of course I can't. It'd be too easy to scroll that table. There we go. We're currently out of the relegation zone. That's all we needed to see. We're out of the relegation zone. We're going to stay out of the relegation zone. We're going to get above St Johnstone. I'd like it if we could even maybe sneak above Dundee, but I think that's a bridge too far. 10 elite prospects in the youth intake, but do bear in mind how low down the leagues you are and how bad your coaches are. I don't want to piss on the bonfire, but most of them are not going to be with you 2 seasons from now. From experience, Fjord Curratown, which sounds like a Wish knockoff car, has equalised. One's a starter, the rest under 18s, fair. Like, generally speaking, if you get one that's a starter, they'll be with you for a while. But I'm always a little bit suspicious of the other ones at that level. They never seem to properly develop. Because your assistant manager's gone, oh, he's got 2 legs. He must be brilliant. Go on, Yurtsevin. desperately want to see you do something impressive. That wasn't it. That wasn't it. We've been pegged back, which I don't like, because it puts Falkirk back ahead of us. So we need to dig deep here, and we need to get a win. And we should be good enough to get a win. I'll be completely honest. We should be good enough to get a win today. We just need to really dig deep. But I have a feeling that Hibs are just going to go on a tear now. Because you have to make it make sense. We can get a draw away at Celtic, but we can't beat Hibs at home. We don't know why. The one that's playing has a fickle personality. Oof. Getting mentored. That's always good. Oh, please don't give that as a pen. That was clearly on the line. Please don't give that as a pen. Come on, stupid VAR. No penalty. Outside the box. Get fucked. Alright. They're going to score this now because I told them to get fucked. They didn't score it. We're in luck. We're okay. I don't know why this won't stay locked to the bottom of the table like I really want it to. Or just show me the whole table down that side where nothing's really happening. Either would be acceptable. It's hard to tell whether we've been the better team or not. We've had no possession, but we've had more shots on target. So, realistically, that's why no one's winning. When I address the team, we've had absolutely bugger all potential possession. So we'll tell them off for that. Right, Lazar, if you're demotivated now, mate, you're about to be really sad. Because I'm not happy with your performance, so go sort that out. Everyone else dig in. Saltvet is in danger of getting dropped for not being very good at all of late. And I need the 10 in this tactic to be absolutely on it at all times. So he probably wants to buck his ideas up. Is what I would suggest. He's pretty good at winning the odd header, but he doesn't seem to do anything else of note. That's a great ball for Trevino, off every bit of woodwork. Offside, alright, it's a shout, but it's not a right shout, in my opinion. Starving, yeah, go eat something, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Have yourself a filet mignon with some caviar and chips. It's a lovely nutritious meal suggestion. Williams, you can get in there, sure. You're going to be replaced by Wisniewski. Trevino is having an absolute nightmare today, so Hayun is going in. And Saltvet, you can make way for Mosqueda, because I want to see that 20 flair. Lasagna from the Chippy for dinner. Didn't even eat half it. Sounds like it should have gone in the microwave, mate. Benny! Welcome in. How are you, my friend? Welcome to our Scottish hell. If you're not following Benny, you'll be following Benny. But then who isn't following Benny on Twitch at this stage? People who are not following Benny just aren't doing it right. When the Bings, it was disgusting, valid. I'll be fair, I would be suspicious of a lasagna from a chippy. It's not what it's there for. You do fish, you do chips, you do pies, you do sausages, you do fish cakes. That's all I want from you. That's all I want from you. I don't go to a strip club for the buffet. I don't go to a chip shop for the pasta. It's just the rules of life. Can I have goal number 2, please? We're drawing way too many games. That'll do. David Aitkins stepped up and scored 2, coming in as a last-second replacement. Oh, of course, it's been disallowed. That would have been just too nice if we'd let that go, wouldn't it? Is he offside though? I guess he's offside. Alright, we'll allow it just this once. Just this once. Come on, Mosqueda. Get it done, son. Get it done. Get a goal in. Whoever I play in that 10 is apparently just not going to perform. It's 1-1. Feels like 2 points lost, but we are still ahead of Falkirk. Okay, that's a good start. One of those days. Let's go. Let's go. That's what we're going to do. Just what we're going to do is get all of the results. Ideally, at least 2 of the results. Put a nice casual 6 points between us and Falkirk, and I'll be happy. Messages, everyone's close to doing a thing. Send assistant, job done. Let's go play Falkirk at Falkirk, beat Falkirk, and then beat Motherwell, and then we're good. Motherwell are definitely down. 4 to play, 7 points behind. They need a miracle at this stage. If we get 2 from 2, 2 wins from 2 in our next 2 games, St Johnstone might actually be a club we can reel in and put behind us. There's no danger we're finishing 7th or 8th. 9th is our ceiling, but it's not impossible. Rangers are qualifying for the Conference League. There's a shocker. There's a shocker. Rangers are playing in Europe. They won't be next season. Certainly not Champions League, because I'm going to have them. I'm going to eat them for breakfast next season if we stay up. If we don't, I'm going to get sacked. But if we stay up, Benny, you are more than welcome to say whatever you like. Especially because you have the mod powers. Although I wouldn't recommend fucking Rangers, you might catch something. I've seen Yogi Bear. I've seen Yogi Bear. Four games to go. I'm going to try and get this entire stream done by 12:30. That's my plan. So 8 minutes a game, 32 minutes, give or take, plus in betweeny time, should be doable. Should be doable. And hopefully we will then be confirmed in the SPL next season, or I can bin off a large proportion of this squad, ideally about 97% of them, and start again, hopefully having sold the 2 really good youngsters too, to have some money. Because this isn't really a time to be trying to develop young players, it's a time to be trying to develop a strong first 11. Right, we can... I'm tempted to let Aitken start again, you know, because Sene's been really piss poor. I've not been impressed by Sene at all since he came in. Let's do another quick pick, just to see who goes where. That's put a right back on the bench. It's also put 3 wingers on, which is arguably too many wingers. We'll put Heaps on the bench though, and I'll have a centre half in there. Probably Banfield. Espeland. Where did Espeland? Oh yeah, he was the 17-year-old I was slowly developing. Of course he was. Of course he was, Malcolm. Right, let's go. Hey, Mossman, it's certainly been a move to Scotland. We are currently in the bottom half split of the SPL, so we're not doing ourselves any particular favours. I really hate that it doesn't let me just copy paste. It'd be much easier if it did. There we go. If you're not following Mossman, be following Mossman. If it doesn't change your life, I'll give you your money back for following. Can't say fairer than that. Cannot say fairer than that. Follow the Mossman. Indeed, it's a bold claim, but it also costs nothing to follow. See, the refund cost me nothing, so either I'm right or I'm wrong, and either way I don't lose. I thought it through. Dylan's top of the league. 8 points clear a second, that's just cheating. You gotta give him a fighting chance. Beat him on goal difference on the final day like a real man. Might be how this season ends up going too, to be honest. This is a huge game. If we can win this one with 4 points clear, they've got a Korean. That's cheating. You can't bring in a Korean. It's just not fair. Pissarra? He's got 3 R's in his name. There's no way he's not getting the piss taken out of him in Scotland. Fella's called Pissarra with 3 R's in his name. Absolutely wild. Here's parents wanting him to get bullied. Shafar tipped up with that tactic scam. Lost 4 in a row, went mental blaming the players, and now he's not talking because he's in a mood. Well, that'll happen when you try and scam people for tax. I'm glad he's getting what's coming for him. I saw Robbo's video about him the other day, and I thought Robbo was almost too kind to the fella. Almost too kind to him. Like, I understand Robbo's point about, like, every content creator monetizes their content somehow. But if I'm going to sell you a tactic, when I say sell you a tactic, I mean, I'll put the save with the tactic on the Patreon, like. But and usually I don't even charge for it. But if I'm going to, in any way, shape or form, sell you a tactic, that fucker's going to work. I'm not in it for, I'll sell you any old shit I put together. Because it's scummy. It's really scummy. Because there are going to be people who genuinely believe this guy is some kind of respected FM genius. Because they don't know any better. Whereas, like, I will at least, before I put something with a tactic on a Patreon, I will show you a video that will show you how good it is at the same time. It's a good tactic, top of the Northern Premier League, Division 1 East. 100 quid, take it or leave it. I reckon that's getting left, I'll be honest. Why are you apprehensive, you bunch of spanners? You're not being asked to do anything hard. You're being asked to go out there and win a game of football. In theory, you should have been doing that most of your lives. Oh, I forgot to put the good striker on the bench, so I've got to send Sene out. Oh, Lord help us. Lord help us. Encourage the boys. Let's go. Let's have a late winner. We're making really hard work of this, and St Johnstone are beating Hibs. Got to the point where he lost to Spurs, was saying he was FM, had less shots, less possession, less XG, less everything. It's not an FMing, it's not an FMing, it's a shitty tactic. He doesn't know what he's fucking doing. Yeah, he has no idea what he's doing. He's completely fucking clueless. And he's bad for the community, and we should be trying to force him out because A, he's a moron, and B, there are going to be people who've coming out the cold with FM content that he's the first person they've seen, and they see him clowning and scamming people, and as a result they will think that I am clowning and scamming people, or Kev is, or Tom is, or Clates is. It's just bad. It's just bad for the community. He's a fucking scumbag and I want him gone. Am I though? I'll go back to him soon because he said on stream that if he loses to Spurs he'll retire. So hope so. I would say, Dylan, I've never scammed anyone a day in my life. To be fair, that's not necessarily out of order, but I've lost count of the amount of times I've also said that this team I've inherited would struggle to beat a school team. It does put us back in the playoffs. And St Johnstone have won, so we could be thoroughly fucked. As far as I know, St Johnstone also won. I don't think any of them know what they're doing. Hang on, let's do a maths. Right, St Johnstone are 6 points clear of Falkirk with 3 to play, so they're safe. So it's on us to hope Falkirk drop points. And currently in the Championship, promotion playoff first round, Greenock are playing Kilmarnock. Winner plays Arbroath, then winner plays us. So it's going to be killy. Let's be honest, it's going to be killy. So if we don't get out of the playoffs, we're fucked. I don't even think that's up for debate. You were in Kilmarnock today. Oof. Best place on earth. Oh, that's a controversial statement. I mean, ideally, I'd be in Mauritius. So, sure, I'm gonna have a little chat with my team before that. Go to Kilmarnock College. Fair. Still saying I think Mauritius might be better. Put a good run of form together. That's it. That's a good reaction from the boys. They've decided they want to play football after all. They don't want to go back to working in Tesco. Was roasting today. Nice. Scotland had summer today. That's very nice. I'll be back in like 2 seconds because I need to find some liquids. 20 degrees. Need to go find some liquids. I'll be back in a sec. There we go. Back in the game. Back in the game. Forecast it was supposed to be 11 with 90% chance of rain. Nice. Are we coming into land? Are we there yet? We are there yet. Good. Right. So, Falkirk have got Hibs. We need Hibs to beat them. We need Dundee to beat St Johnstone. And that pretty much ends St Johnston's season, actually. So we actually do need St Johnstone to win that. So they're ready to go against every bugger else. Right, we're going to take this fella Sene off the bench, because I think he's done. Aitken in there. And it is the Napoli Esposito. He's had a rubbish development. He has had a terrible development run. Right, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's have ourselves a lovely wee goal. A lovely wee goal. Or just a win. A win will do. Let's just beat Motherwell. Beat Motherwell. We'll call it a day for them. Put an end to this poor run of form. Stop being utter shite. Not faffing today, boys. I'm going to tell you to get the job done. Talk to the media. We need to win every match. No, I don't want to take a draw. Absolutely piss off. Happy with current confidence things will improve. I'm confident. Why not? Resting him or whatever bollocks we have to say. Good, let's go. Let's go. Let's go and beat Motherwell. There we go. Trevino's making tactics. Tackles. Winyaski's taking free kicks. Is someone going to score from the free kick? No. It's going to fall to Hawthorne. McCready, though. Scholes is in. Saltvet's in. And Saltvet has scored. The big Scandi puts us up. Is that enough to keep us up? We'll find out. We'll find out. We need Falkirk to lose to come back into our evil clutches. And then, I say, like we're the bad guys here. Falkirk are currently drawing with Hibs. So, that will help us. Come on, show me a table I can scroll, please. Thank you. I should have had a pop, Scholes. He was off his line. He should have had a pop. Well, second goal would do it. It's not how you score. It's not how you score. Right, praise the boys. Let's keep them praised. We can see the Hibs and Falkirk score there. And we very much need for Hibs to get involved in helping us out. That's a pen. Hang on now. Come on, Scholesy. Cut it back. There we go. Sigurd Saltvel, after being awful, has decided he wants to look like a footballer today. We're going to dig in. We're going to dig in for this one, and then we've just got a better Falkirk's results for the rest of the season, which is probably easier said than done, because we apparently can't beat Falkirk. We've actually lost twice to them today. But they're not beating Hibs yet, so there's still hope. Let's keep praising them. Let's keep going. Keep the magic happening all the way through to the business end of the season. The point where we have to sink or swim. That's what we're doing. And we're in it. We're okay. No one's playing badly, which is nice. Yurtseven's even having a decent game, which is honestly a bit miraculous because he's been not good. And we have to defend this corner, please. We haven't. Salah has scored. Osama Salah. Some say he's a terrorist. Some say he's one of the best defenders in the world. No one knows the difference. Let's skip diddy-doo-da-day, because we've got a corner and we're going to make it 3-1 into the box. No one's there. Winiarski sort of gets there. Tyler out for Scholesy. Scholesy had a pop. James Scholes with an absolute thunder bastard. That's worth seeing again. McPherson heads it away. Winter sort of gets a header away. Tyler picks it up, dinks it across to Scholesy. 2 touches, 3 touches, bang. Round Aitken, top bins. Holiday has no chance. And that is 3-1 to St Mirren. And we're very in this fight now. We're very in this fight because that's going to close some goal difference gappage. And even if we can't catch St Johnstone, I feel like we can do enough to get above Falkirk. And if we get above Falkirk, the world is our oyster. Winiarski down the far side, beats Tullin, gets brought down. That's going to be a pen. Surely, referee. Surely a pen. The referee is reviewing the incident. He's having a think. He's watching the telly. We don't get to see him watch the little telly anymore, but he is watching the telly. We've got the penalty. Hang on now. Before we do that, let's make sure we've got a hat-trick on. I always forget to do this. Allow the player who scored 2 goals to take the penalty. We need a feel-good hat-trick. Because we've had very little else to celebrate this season. He's done it. Solveigt's got a hat-trick. There we are. Jobs are good. And Motherwell are permanently dispatched of the SPL. They're done. They're down. They're 11 points behind us. They've got 2 games left to play. They had to win today to have any hope of staying up. We've got rid of 1. Can we get rid of Falkirk as well? That's our big challenge. When Yarski's having a pop, it hasn't really gone anywhere. It says Hawthorne McCready headed that wider goal, but I think it literally bounced off his face. So it's not quite the same thing. We're just going to keep praising them. I don't need to see the corner highlights. I'm sure they're lovely, but I don't need to see them. We'll just keep praising the boys. We're happy with what's going on out there. Carry on doing that, but like more of it. And we can go again next year with hopefully a much stronger side that maybe has some potential to pull up some trees, because I am going to be looking to largely loan in as many players for free as I can. And cheesing it a bit, really. Tyler. Back to Ishan, you're at 7. Into the box, cross goal. Holiday's made a great save there. It's going to be a corner. We're not going to see it. We're above XG. We're starting to look like we know what we're doing as a football team again. Won't last long, but we're starting. Hibs are not doing anything to help, but I guess also the fact they've got nothing to play for, which is, I guess, the problem with this system. There's nothing to play for if you are that far ahead in the bottom split. A big part of what I don't like about split league systems is if you have a team that are unlucky not to be in Europe that fall at the top of the split, they've got absolutely no incentive to try because they were never in any danger of going down. We're checking with VAR. VAR's awarding. I assumed it would because he was running back with the ball. Like, throw in. Scholesy. Scholesy with a throw to Trevino. Back to Scholesy. Scholesy meets Zachariah. Cross it, doesn't need to because he's going to get it back. In for Trevino this time. Trevino has a pop and that's not quite hit the mark for him, which is fair dues. Let's replace some footballers. Trevino's tired, so we'll stick in Ayun. We will take off Milosavljevic because he is definitely having a mard on. Heapsy can go in too. We'll put Aitken on. And I think we'll give Saltvet his hero walk-off for Mosqueda to walk in. Because this game is more or less done and dusted. Scholes is on a 9-9. 1 goal, 2 assists for Scholesy. He's coming good in this system. Slowly, Hayoun gets tackled by Zachariah, but Hayoun's going to give him a good old a shadow in. Come on, Heapsy. No, go on, get a tackle in. Scholesy will step up. Scholesy's all over this today. Scholesy's covering every blade of grass. Deandalulunda has let that go, and now we've got 9 minutes to hold on. And Motherwell have stepped up, and I don't like it. Motherwell have stepped up for these last few minutes, and I'm not a fan. Hayoun back to Dealundama. Switches play to Yurtseven. Can he get a crossover? He beats Rogerson. Needs to beat him again. Sort of does. Back to Inyascu. Saw he needed help, and Mosqueda is there for his first goal for the Saints. 20 flair, 1 goal. But it could be enough. It could be enough. There's nothing happening in Edinburgh. Nothing at all of note happening in Edinburgh. We can skip that, that's fine. There is nothing happening in Edinburgh at all, and unless something happens dramatically soon, we go again and we just keep plugging away. St Johnstone and Dundee left with nothing to play for is the big headline. Good work out there. Well done. Let's do that again next time. But with slightly better defending, because I don't think a team who are bottom of the league and relegated should be getting 3 goals against us. But it is what it is. We does what we does, and we does what we did. We also have to play 2 games now in the next week, which is going to be hell on our squad. But maybe this is where sending on that little cheeky holiday earlier comes in. Maybe that's what happens. Motherwell relegated to the Championship. Love to see it. Classy Scholes on form for St Mirren. He was good. He had a performance. How many days till our next game? 4 days. That means you guys get 3 days off, I believe. So 3 days off for you guys. Enjoy the rest. We're going again. We're going again very soon. And we're going again against St Mirren. Sorry, St Johnstone, who are right above us. They don't have anything to play for. That does mean by mathematics that Falkirk must be playing Dundee and then we swap, I believe. Say hi to Book. Been relegated yet? Not quite yet. Is Book live? Wild. What a wild time for Book to be live. Book is live. Excellent. We haven't been relegated yet. We are level on points with Falkirk. We're just behind them on goal difference, but we are slowly starting to look like a better side. We have 2 games left. I'm hoping we're not going to end up in a playoff, because they never go well for me. And we've got to play a St Johnstone side with nothing to play for, though, followed by a Dundee side with nothing to play for. But Falkirk have to play both those teams in the opposite order, I believe. So 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50. Let's just send them back. Right, what do we got? Anything I need to change, fix? Well, we'll take Heapsy out, because otherwise I'm going to get asked why Ennis isn't in the squad. I think we're going to drop Shaw for Ennis. I think that's going to be a plan. And I'm going to put Aitken in up top, because he's scoring goals at the moment. He seems to be up for this. Carlos Mosqueda isn't eligible. Lord, was he on loan from St Johnstone? Jesus. Okay. I guess we'll stick Quinn in there then. Right, let's giggity go. David Aitken once again leading the line. Up against St Johnstone. We've got 180 minutes to save our season. And I want to get the season saved by 12:30. That's my plan. We'll see what happens. Right, do that. Pick up where you left off. Talk to media. We've not played well enough. We have to carry the conference. We know everything about them. We'll lie to the media. Back-to-back promotions looking very unlikely. Oh, it's okay. You'll get there. I believe. Right, preparing, kick-off. Let's giggity go. Sit rep, Falkirk above us on goal difference only. And they are currently playing Motherwell, who are already down. But it's a local derby, right? I'm not wrong in saying that. Motherwell and Falkirk is a local derby. They're not friends. Top by 6 points. Or very likely. Very wrong. Absolutely not. Oh, don't break my heart. I was hoping they'd hate each other. And therefore Motherwell might show up. That was the hope. I was hoping you were going to tell me they hate each other, so Motherwell might put a shift in. You've broken my heart. Also, we absolutely smashed St Johnstone last time we played them. There's no reason we shouldn't be smashing them now. So, I'm holding on to that little nugget of hope. Because I would go so far as to say losing to St Johnstone puts us firmly in the playoff. And I don't really want that, because we'd have to play Killy in the playoff final, I would imagine. And they're going to be on form because they've come through a playoff. And we are very much not on form. We're in the kind of form where you wonder if these people are taking the piss out of you, because we got a draw against Celtic in Glasgow and then immediately lost to Falkirk. It just doesn't make any sense, the form we're on right now. And then, like, we smashed St Johnstone in there as well. And I think we lost to Motherwell in that same spell of 4 games. It was really weird. It was a really weird time. Like, you'd think you draw with Celtic away, and it was 1-1 and we scored both goals. You'd think we'd be pushing, you know? Right, come on, Scholesy needs another big game here. Trevino needs to have a big game too. How have we... My word. Come on, Scholesy, do it again. Do it again, Scholesy. Lead the way. Be the hero. Create the chances. Let's berate the boys. They need to know I'm not accepting this. Scholesy's having a mare today. Ennis is in. Good. I've only made one change since the last game, and that was to send in Ennis in midfield because he's a slightly better defensive player than the lad that was in there. Falkirk are drawing. That's not helping us out. Falkirk are drawing. We need them to lose. just to have a chance. I mean, if we can win here, we're in pole position. Aitken with a shot. He's hit the post. He's like our 5th choice striker, but he's the only one that's in any sort of form. He's the only striker I have who's in form right now. So that's why he's starting. Otherwise, I don't think he makes this lineup. I only found out he was in form because our guy that was starting couldn't play one of the games because he was on loan from the team we were playing. Hibs, I think it was. Alright, come on, when you ask you, we need a big goal now. Wasn't it? That wasn't it. We're all over them again on the XG. Hibs are beating Dundee, but that match couldn't possibly mean less. You'd struggle to find a more meaningless game than Hibs and Dundee right now. Half-time. Right. Very simple team talk. You've been terrible so far. Sort it out. You two. In fact, you as well. Sort it out. You've not been good enough. Everyone else, you weren't that bad. I still believe in you. Blah, 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 blah. Fucking do some football. You won the league. Good stuff. Scholesy, show up, mate. It's time for you to show up. Trevino, make something happen. That's it. He's beaten Pete. He's into the box. Cut it back, for Christ's sake. 50k transfer budget at 1.8 in spare wages. That'll do. I just don't understand. Why are we so hot and cold? I'm going to make changes. I'm going to send in Quinn, and I'm going to send in Hawthorne, McCready, and in fact, I'm going to send in Tomlin on the left-hand side. For Tyler, bit of pace, bit of youth and excitement, bit of tiny striker. It's not logical, but it's what we've got to work with. Might be all we have to work with at this stage. I'm going to take off Yertsevan for Williams, which feels like a mistake. And in fact, I'm going to take off Ennis for sure too, because Ennis has been absolute cack every time I've played him. He's supposed to be the best player in the squad, but he's been absolute cack every time I've played him. Now will be a huge time to get an equaliser. If we can pull it off. Quinn's on the ball. He's wearing a 10. He's got to be good. Scholesy, come on. You got a 9.9 rating last match out, mate. Oh, we've won a corner. We've won a corner. Scholesy's given us his one good performance for the week, though, so that's the trouble. That's the trouble. And I don't think we've got enough in the tank to see this over the line. We're going to go very attacking just because I need to try and dig something out of this. Falkirk is still drawing with Motherwell. We've been done here. We've been done, and we're going to go into the last day of the season having to beat Dundee. We're going to tell them they've been poor. Tell them they've been poor because they need to know they bottled that. And they get 2 days rest ahead of the most important game any of them will ever play in. Because if I get relegated, I'm not going to be a happy bunny. If I get relegated, I will not be a happy bunny at all. Right, 2 days off for you guys. I shouldn't be giving you days off, but I don't have a lot of choice. Team-wise, I want to see what our XG has been like since we got it. We are where we're supposed to be. Good. Good. Tony Jameson, welcome in, Raiders. You have joined at a time where I might openly weep. I'm going to be very honest with you guys. How's your save going, Tony? Thank you for the follow, Chaser. we are in St Mirren. We have one game left to play against Dundee. Ank's in. Do love a visit from Ank. Thank you for the follow, Marty Lake Boozman. Thank you for the massive everything. Let's run things down for you because you've come in at exactly the right time. Shout out to TJ and to Ank, two of our favourite human beings in the world. Good evening, Chariot. Welcome in. So as things stand north of the border, thank you for the follow. We have one game left to play post-split. We are 1 point behind Falkirk. We have to play Dundee. You have nothing to play for but pride. Falkirk are, I believe, going to Hibs. St Johnstone, there you go. And but they've also got to play in the Scottish Cup final. So they're quite a big thing. I already did a shout out to TJ, thank you very much. Evening, so we are good. You're just in time for the last... No, this is the last game post-split. And then we may have to play, I believe it is Kilmarnock in a playoff to stay up. It looks worse than it is. I took over after match day 22. So it looks worse than it is. The league split is certainly killing me. The team I inherited, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I've said this, and I think people have got this in their head that I'm just making excuses. The team I inherited before I brought in a few loans from England at the end of the window was utterly atrocious. There's a few good potential players kicking around in there somewhere, but some development is needed, and they're not really good performers. But like this fella, he's on the transfer list because he's worth 5 million and I need the cash. We're 28 million pounds in debt. 28 million pounds in debt as a club when I got here. And these guys, they look like they should be good. This guy's 4-star current ability for our squad, and let's be honest, you wouldn't really want to pick him for the level below. He's not great. If I had the £60 tactic, I would have been relegated to League 2 this season, I think, judging by what we've seen of those. It's not been great, but the plan is to limp over the line, to stay up, and then I'm going to completely strip and rebuild this squad in the summer into something that can get into the top half of the split next year. Scotland does need the multiple games against the same teams also because of Sky not loving not having 4 Celtic Rangers games. Also, TJ, I hear you got promotion on Friday. Congratulations, long time coming. Happy to hear that news. Don't have the same issue with Wales. It is because of Sky trying to keep up with chat. We're not used to this many numbers appearing at once. It's driven my brain into crazy overdrive. Some beautiful people lurking in there as well, I see. I see some beautiful people lurking in the background. You're all, of course, very welcome. Whether you chat or not, having you here makes us happy. Started again the National League. Weird how that happens. You get one little sniff of momentum, and suddenly you're on fire. Just a little sniff of that momentum. It's like the boys just fire up. Suddenly they turn world class. No one really knows how it happens, why it happens, or indeed if it's happening, but it does happen. 8 seasons, it's, that's fine. Watching Tony Freddy fell asleep and woke to me was very confused. Wow, we've all been very happy in the most platonic of senses to wake up from a stream raid off to find Ank. There are far worse people to wake up and find streaming in front of you. It could be me. It could be me. That's a far less savoury thing to wake up to. And is the North American final boss. It's true. And if it's not you, it's Benny. It's always you or Benny. there are occasions where I've been streaming so late I've handed off to Sean. And for those who don't work nocturnally like I do, Sean's in New Zealand. So if I'm raiding out to Sean, something has gone very long. Something has gone very long when you find me raiding out to Sean. So I love Sean. We should never be awake at the same time. First thing to say, I would have thrown myself on a train. That's true. Tony's just given up. Yeah, and yeah, we've always got Ant raiding Benny or Chuck because they're the last ones standing. Last one standing. But yeah, if you ever get a chance to raid out to Sean, I recommend it. Thank you for the follow, Tony. Much appreciated. Darlow they have been stringing Tony along. It's like when you're with a partner who can be awful to you night after night after night, but occasionally they'll pop back with a chocolate bar and a can of Coke. And you think, it's not so bad. The next thing you know, they're making you watch EastEnders and you realise that nothing's really changed. They're still just ruining your life. That's right, I will cast shade on EastEnders. I don't care. Don't like it, get out of my boozer. Or something. I don't know. That's what they say on EastEnders, isn't it? They just shout, get out of my boozer at each other. You don't miss much, Dylan. It's just been essentially 25, 30 years of them going, get out of my pub. That's true. When Bay is the worst, but they know what flavour of Red Bull is your favourite. I think I have a very basic kind of... I have a basic white girl favourite flavour of Red Bull. It's very predictable. It's very predictable. I am a fan of the tropical Red Bull. Although I do, if I can get my hands on it occasionally, I do like the cherry blossom Red Bull, but you very rarely find it here. Occasionally B&M will have it for absolutely no reason. Yeah, the yellow one. The yellow one is cracking. But if you ever see a cherry blossom Red Bull lying around, it's special. It's expensive, but it's special. We've gone ahead. Are we ahead on the table? We're ahead on the score sheet. Are we ahead on the We're ahead on the table, chat. We're ahead on the table. Falkirk are losing to St Johnstone. We're being done a favour. We might be staying up. It probably was the same. They're not terribly creative at adjusting sugar levels and stuff. It's the one thing I'll give Red Bull credit for. Red Bull tends to taste the same in any country. By which I mean of sugar and teenage hormones. Those are the two key things that you get from the taste of Red Bull. It's basically an Lynx/Axe body spray you can drink. It's how I look at, especially regular flavour Red Bull. It's the liquid version of the Lynx body spray. Nobody knows why it exists or why it tastes the way it does, but teenage boys love it and must be carrying it at all times. Because apparently teenage boys are very susceptible to advertising and will believe that they're going to be given wings and then suddenly followed around by thousands of supermodels if they combine these two things. Do I taste Lynx often? Honestly, Dylan, I taste it more often than I'd like to, if only because outside my local Tesco, there's always this gang of teenage boys who absolutely reek of Lynx Africa. They must be using a can a day, and you can taste it as you walk past them. It's the grimmest thing in the world. Shout out to how teenage boys were begging their mums to get perms last year because of the broccoli-looking haircut being the fad. True, although we also, let's face it, 2025 was not a good year for hair because we also had the mullet really came in strong. It had already come back by like 2020, But like, I feel like I saw a lot more mullets last year than I needed to. I thought we'd all mutually agreed that it was done in about 1991. But apparently it came back. I can't imagine you mulleting, and I thought you were a style icon. I've seen the frog hat. 2025 was a bad year for Dylan's hair. Got a wolf cut last year. It was just a mullet with a pension fare. Turned 20 and the hairline started receding. It's alright, my dad was bald at 21. And he somehow thinks that's a badge of honour. Yet for years he kept the weird monk ring thing. I don't know if I understand why, but for years he kept the monk ring thing. And I always thought it was the funniest thing in the world, because it was like he just couldn't accept that it was gone. It was like watching his hopes and dreams fade away in real time. Which is weird, because you'd have thought they'd have gone with me, but, you know, apparently he really did hold on to those hopes and dreams longer than he should have done. Right, we need to get through this with a win, please. Please? I love how the shout-outs I put in are just all dripping through now. I never know why they do that. I'm glad we got to Tony's by now, because I put one in for Benny ages ago that hasn't gone through yet, and for Mossman. Fascinating Instagram that make it to my algorithm that are just guys with toupees. Very good toupees. More of that, it makes people feel better. Fair enough. I'm all for a good toupee. It's when they've got bad toupees or comb overs. Don't do a comb over, Dylan. Don't do it. Just don't do the comb over, and don't do the monk. Just, if it gets to the stage where you can't save it, grab the big razor. Tell people it's a choice. It's the advice I give you. Where are we on the table now? St Johnstone are 2-0 up. Chat, we could be safe. We could be safe on the last day. We were bottom when I took over. We were bottom and hopeless when I took over. I know escaping relegation on the last day seems like I've had an awful season. But I started the season at Cambridge, who I just got promoted and was sitting in top of League One the season directly after promotion. And B, this team were bottom and hopeless when I got here. And unless we get our heart broken now, which we haven't, we are going to stay up in the SPL, which is absolute insanity. Ank's terrified that she shaves her head, it'll end up being an odd shape. How can you know? There is actually a way to know, Ank. I don't know if I should be giving this life advice. There is a way to know. We are staying up. I don't know how. You can try an app, or if you really do want to know, get a swimming cap, put it really tight over your head, and that will show you the shape of your head. And that's one of the many reasons I've got 3 feet of hair. Oh, what's under there? You can feel spots, if it helps. You're not flat-headed. You're too smart to be flat-headed. There's no way your parents wouldn't have left you laying down for too long. You grew up on a farm, didn't you, Hank? Grew up on a farm. You were definitely working as soon as you were walking. Thank you very much. We have done it. Are we going to get ourselves and budget? Never doubt me for a sec. I did. We are staying up. And are we going to get ourselves some cash, please? I'd like some cash. It doesn't have to be a lot of cash. I should point out, the chances of us getting a transfer budget of any variety are slim, because we have £29 million of remaining debt, somehow up from our £28.9 million worth of debt, with £5 million in real cash debt, And projection-wise, let's not talk about it. I don't know. I cannot tell you how they've got in this situation. They've not built a new stadium. I don't see how it's happened. Really, I've had a look and I've seen no indications of how they got here. They turned professional again, I guess, a couple of years ago, but I don't see, like, so 15 seasons ago they've increased the stadium capacity, but that won't have cost 30 million. There was a new chairperson about 8 years ago. Miguel Freckleton was their vice captain. He's a terrible footballer. They've made some poor choices. But yeah, there's no reason. Move to a new stadium. Wow, where are you seeing that? Oh yeah, there you go. That's the debt. Yeah, we're in 2041. I move at quite a pace, Hank. I move at quite a clip. So for those who have come in and haven't been with me before, again, more than welcome in. So this is where we're at. We started off with Iliopoli, then went to Hemel Hempstead. I don't know why it's not in the right order. I don't know. I am flying. We then went to Dumbarton in Scottish League 2, went to AS Taravao in Tahiti, which has kind of become my weird Twitch calling card, is that I spent 5 seasons managing in Tahiti. We then went to Cardiff, to India, to the 4th tier of Spain, to the top tier of Gibraltar. We went to Cambridge, got up through the playoffs, and then when we left Cambridge, they were in first. We've just joined St Mirren. We've been on a journey. The new stadium, the Tony Fitzpatrick Stadium, which I can never bloody find a thing for, capacity of just shy of 21,000. They couldn't afford 85 more seats. Couldn't have got them off Wish. So 20,915. Don't know if that's better or worse than the old one. Didn't bother to look because I was too busy trying to keep us up. Dead curious if any of our youth or good prospects so those days managed to have careers in Europe. There's probably been a few. Have St Mirren won anything in my save? They won the Scottish Cup in 2039, so the year before we got here. The League Cup in 2027. Oh, I was doing the thing where I have to have the scrolly thing because we're there now. Are we going to see anything else pop up on the poppy-uppy thing? First Tahitian in the Prem. We won't get a Tahitian in the Prem. We won't get a Tahitian playing Sunday League. They were rubbish. We discovered once we got promoted to the top tier in Tahiti that essentially all those teams are just like 5th tier Brazilians have signed there. Of course, they are something similar with a load of custom leagues. Do it, Marty. It's honestly well worth it. In terms of players who have done anything in my save so far that I have managed, I'm trying to think where I'd have had one. So try when you get this far into a save, you struggle to think who was good. I think everyone from Iliopoli will have retired by now, but there are 2 players. They've never come back into the league since we left them, by the way. Who did we have here? I did quite a lot of transfers. Did Paul Wagner do anything? I very much doubt Paul Wagner did anything in his career. He did rejoin us at Hemel, and he wasn't very good, so I'm going to say no. Sebastian Jensen was the bane of my life. The 5'4" goalkeeper I accidentally signed, because in real life he's 6'4", and he was awful. He got us relegated almost single-handedly because he couldn't see anything. Anyone else who might have had a career here? I'm going to boldly say no. Did James Scanlon do anything with his life? Looks like he didn't. He's in Sweden now. Rory Wilson occasionally turns good. He's not. I'm going to boldly say we had no one there that turned good. We did have Kyle Lafferty playing for us. Channel hero Kyle Lafferty. If you don't know the Kyle Lafferty lore of the channel, there's the Kyle Lafferty lore of the channel. It comes from a random joke we made in one of Chuck's streams that just took on a life of its own. There was no one good at Hemel. There was definitely no one good at Taravao. We didn't have anyone at Cardiff that was going anywhere. Definitely no one in India. It's too early to tell with Spain because the team we left behind in Spain was very young. Same with the team I left behind in Gibraltar, actually. They were very young. So I'm going to say so far, nobody has come good. But there are a couple of wee Scots in here that could become good, but we're trying to sell them because I need the money. Paul McLean's worth 5 million quid. Willie Quinn's worth 7 million quid. Ideally, someone's going to pay me money for him. Celtic want to pay me for him. If they pay me 7 million quid, he is out the door because I can rebuild this entire squad with 7 million quid. Everything must go. Everyone is for sale this summer. We just need to see what our budget is going to be, and I'd like to think we're about to get it, but I think we're waiting for Sunday because I'd imagine Top Split plays Sundays. I'm not an expert on the SPL, but I'd imagine Top Split plays Sundays. It's doing squad planning, which means it must be about to do budget. There we go, and our budget for next season is 641,000, but we have to somehow lose about a quarter of our wage budget. So that's gone really, really well. This is about the time of night where I would say thank you very much to YouTube for being here, but it is time to say goodbye to our friends on the tube, so thank you very much. For those who are watching on Twitch, you can find, by the way, as Chasing Lamely on YouTube. Thank you very much, Chariot. I would greatly appreciate any follows. I'm closing in rapidly on 1,000 subs. And I would appreciate anyone who has an account giving us a follow over there, just so I can live my dream of getting 3p a year from Google, so that I feel like I'm robbing them a little bit, like they've robbed us for years. So feel free to drop in a like. Even if you never watch anything, feel free to drop in a like. I'm trying to see who is out and about in the universe. If TJ has come here, it might be there was no one else. Maybe TJ has just got desperate for someone else that speaks English to raid into. I know Lee's up. I was going to go and see. There's a beautiful friend of mine currently streaming, and I encourage you to stay with us to come and say hello. She's not in the FM game. She is a creative, but she is incredibly talented, incredibly funny, someone I truly love very much. One of my favourite human beings in the world. We're going to go and see Book. Book is doing some writing. Thank you for being here, guys. I really appreciate all who came in with raids and all who will stay with the raid and all who followed and all who have shown love. I will be back on Wednesday night in front of the stream if you'd like to join me. Where we will be either doing our Build a Nation in Gibraltar or we'll have a new team in St Mirren, depending on whether I've got transfers done tomorrow. But for now, I'm going to say thank you very much. I love you all very much. As I said, do come and join us with Book. She's about to get scared. She gets scared with every raid. See you all very soon. Because why the devil would